Okay, so we are live. I'm Jimmy P on Teen Gaze for all the people that are watching, and I'm here today with good.
Underscore NyQuil underscore.
All right, I'm gonna give you a sound effect, applause. All right, and we're pretty much gonna go over the Big Brother 17 cast because all their interviews have been um, put up and all that, and the premieres next Wednesday. So we're gonna go through them real quick and discuss the goods, the bads, and everything in between. So first up, I have Audrey Middleton. Middleton's the first one on the list. So um, this is the transgender woman this season. So
Yes, that's very different. I don't think they're ready for a transgender castmate yet until like they just weed out all the transphobic. I don't
yeah,
think they're ready.
that's what I thought too. I think a lot of people like it's kind of I didn't want to say it because I feel like a lot of people may take that the wrong way.
Yeah,
But I do feel like it's still a controversy kind of issue because it's just became like the big thing kind of with the whole Bruce Jenner now Caitlyn Jenner thing.
because I had wrote
And
down I like her, but her story I think is gonna overshadow the game.
yeah, I agree. I think it's a publicity thing and not so much they casted her for her. And also another thing I said like I already feel like it's gonna happen and I hate it because there's gonna be people in there that are playing the game and she's not best for their game. So they go after her or nominate her and people are gonna be like, oh well they're only nominating her because she's transgender. They must not like transgenders and stuff like that.
It's gonna be the first thing that come out of their mouth. I would hate to look at the blogs page when it happens because it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, and it's gonna all those people who get in and playing a game and are probably like great people. That's probably not why they're nominating or targeting or are gonna get their game's gonna be undervalued because they're gonna be labeled as someone who's against transgender people and stuff like that.
But I don't think she should tell them on the first night because that's gonna shake things up a little bit. I think she should say, see if she survives the first week. If she survives the first week or the second week, I say that third week is the best time to say, but she has to get it out for jury starts.
Yeah, I agree, and I watch other podcasts and stuff like I watch Big Brother Canada, so I was watching the Shield show, and they brought up a good point on there. It's like, do you think production's gonna ask like the guys in the diary room? They're gonna think, oh, do you think Audrey's attractive and stuff like that? So they're gonna
They're gonna
answer
say
like, yeah,
that.
yeah, and you set them up pretty much to be like, oh, well, now that you know she's a guy, like you said she was attract, or what she was a guy, and now a woman. I'm assuming, like you said, she was attractive and stuff like that. So I hope they don't do that either. I feel like that's
If they do that, I think Clay is gonna be the worst offender because he seems very like Caleb.
yeah,
See, yeah,
yeah, and
that's
the worst like thing I can see happen is her go in announcing it, and then she's like the first one out. That'd be awful as far as the show goes. Like
that's
it
why
would
I
set.
said she should probably say the third week. Don't go in there off the bat saying I'm transgender, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's great. Like it's great the fact that they're making the show diverse, but I do think, like you said, it might have been a little too early, or it's just a publicity stunt, which I don't like about it.
Because all of a sudden Bruce and
Yeah.
Caitlyn and all of this stuff happened, and then all of a sudden this shows up.
Right.
So
And people think it's a big deal. Yeah, like it is the first transgender on Big Brother, but there's been, years ago there was a transgender on the Real World, so it's nothing new to reality TV. Like I think it's a publicity stunt. So the production's going to be trying to keep her around for a while too for the
expecting to
show,
see a twist.
and it's just gonna make her game. It's just gonna the story is going to be bigger than her game, so people aren't going to see her game
Yeah,
as much.
that's what I wrote down. Her story is at the end of the game. Her story is gonna be overshadowed because of her game is gonna be overshadowed by the story.
Right, and I actually really think I think she could be a good player too. Like from what I got it, like her plan was really iffy. I couldn't tell if she was just telling people what they want to hear, or if she actually is gonna like get in these alliances and backstab and stuff like that. Is
I just want to see her do an endurance challenge. Like, is she gonna hang in there with the guys? Because
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's interesting. She is a very interesting character. Like she says in her interview, she's new. There's never been a character like this before, so it's interesting to see what comes of it. But I think she could like she seems smart, well spoken and stuff like that. So I think she could navigate through the house well. But it's just that, like I said, like you said, I think you said it best. I think it might be too soon for that type of character in the show. Any last comments on Audrey here?
no, that's better.
Yeah. Okay. Next we have Austin Medelson, I guess his last name. But this is the developmental WWE pro wrestler. So
Okay, when they first leaked the picture of the case, I did not like him.
same
Once I
here.
started seeing his interviews, I'm like, I like him. He could be like the Donnie of this season. I can see.
Yeah, I liked him a lot too. He's like 6 foot something and so big. Like I think that's gonna be really hard for him to work around.
Yeah, but I can see him being a possible candidate for America's League.
Yeah, there's a I don't like he could be, yeah, but for like
People
America's
like him.
vote and stuff, there's a lot of other people too that could be more liked than he could.
Yeah, but I think he'll make it to Jerry.
I think he could too if he can get into an alliance or something to protect him. Since he like if he's solo, he's probably gonna go soon because he is such a big guy and stuff.
But I think that could also work to his advantage because people like Jason, well, not Jason, yeah, probably Jason, who want to work with him. Because I highly doubt that Jason would just go over with the girls and I have the lines boys.
Right.
So I think
That's what I was thinking too. I think he would definitely get into if there was a guys alliance, I feel like he would definitely be in the guys alliance for sure. But I liked his Judas thing where he like he has that alter ego kind of thing. Um
I want to see Judas.
yeah, it could be like one or two ways. It could be really annoying or it could be really awesome if he's in the diary room every time like switching back and forth that might get annoying, but if he like saves it to when he's about to backstab and then like walks around the house all day in his hat and his Judas, it'd be pretty funny in my opinion. So
Yeah, he just needs to learn when to pour Judas guy and not just for attention. So
right,
America.
right. But I do think that would help him like because he's like he has his alter ego or different persona and he's easily able to switch back and forth. It will
So
help
we're gonna
him.
see him like, oh, he's not gonna backstab me. He's trustworthy.
Right. It
Eventually,
will.
he's
Yeah.
sharp with his knife.
Yeah, it will help them like be fun one moment and then lie to someone's face the next moment, which I think is a good quality of all.
I think that's essential to play Big Brother.
Yeah, so I have good hopes for him as long as he can downplay like how big he is and get protection from people and stuff. I think because I did I ranked him just in numbers and he was in my top five, I believe, or he was close. He was up there, if not in the top five.
But I ranked him before I saw his interview, so he was low. But now
Yeah,
he'll be my number two.
yeah. As long as he talks to everyone like a lot the first night, if it's like if it's in a like a twist and they have to nominate people on first impressions, he could be in trouble.
And I
But
also wrote that him, Shelly, Davon, and Steve should make an alliance.
That would be a really interesting alliance.
Because like he could be like the physical, Steve can be like the mental, Devon could be like Danielle and just work the house,
Yeah,
and Shelly could be like the distraction.
that'd be a great alliance to see. I don't know if like they're gonna be able to mesh good enough to do that, but that'd be interesting for sure. Let's see. So that's our pro wrestler guy. I guess that's really all we have to say about him. Next, we have Becky Burgess.
I wrote one word, boring.
Yeah, she's just your plain girl, pretty much, is what I got from her.
Yeah, she's not gonna make it far.
I saw her two ways. I was like, she's either one of those first few out, just because it's easy, because no one like she's irrelevant basically, or she can like she somehow manages to make it past in. I think she could go pretty far into jury because no one's gonna like. She's just not. She's gonna be like a
Yeah,
Victoria kind of.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like it's two ways. She can be at the first belt, or she can be a floater. I don't see her as a big game mover. She's gonna be a floater if she makes it.
Right, right. I could see her getting in a showman's though.
Yeah,
Like she's not the most attractive girl like out of them, but she seems like the most calm and like not aggressive.
I can see her. I can see her in Austin.
Yeah, like someone like yeah. So if she can last the first few weeks and get into something like that, then maybe she. I don't think she's gonna be a winner or anyone that's fun to watch though. So
She's gonna be like Victoria, Jazz City.
yeah, yeah, she's just gonna take up a spot really.
She's replaceable.
Yeah. All right, so we're through with Becky. Not too much to talk about there. On to the pretty boy of the season, pretty much Clay Honeycutt. Honeycutt. I
I hate to say this, but I think he's gonna make it far.
I do too, and I hate to say it too because I didn't really like him at all that much.
I don't like him, but he's gonna make it far. He reminds me of like Jeff and Caleb and
I, I feel like he's a if you put
yeah,
Caleb and Jeff together, like that's the perfect like description for him.
yeah, but he's so dumb.
He is, yeah. He's so bland to me is what I got from him. Like,
I think he would probably try to team up with Steve because like
yeah,
he's smart and he's like Brian's. I think that would happen.
yeah.
Him and Eric and Cody. I think that'll be.
I feel like he'll make jury either way though, just because like the girls are gonna want to keep him in because he's gonna be like the most attractive guy there, pretty much. And I think like he'll be like bros with the guys, so they're not gonna see him as a threat or anything. So I feel pretty safe with saying he's gonna make it close to jury or pretty decent in the game.
I say probably 6 if in that area.
Yeah, I could see
They're
that
gonna
too.
want to keep him around.
I don't like him though at all. Like I don't want to. I probably won't root for him, but
I can't stand him.
especially like I noticed this. It's like it's not your typical guys this season. Like usually you would have several people that could be considered like that Clay figure, or some people that are up there with in the looks department. But he's really not competing against anyone else this season. Like
I can see him being that person that America doesn't like, and like he's on the block, and everybody like, yes, he's on the block, but he wears POV, and everybody like, why does he have to win all the time?
yeah, like I don't know. Like if it yeah, if it was a season like last season, they had like Zach and Cody and um, Caleb and all who can be considered like somewhat muscular, like attractive. Even Hayden, but Hayden was kind of off too, though, kind of. But this year's really only Clay, in my opinion, because
Yeah,
Austin's look is kind of different. Jace has a different kind of look. The dentist has a different kind of look too. So I don't know.
the dentist
But
kind of reminds me of Matt from Big Brother 12.
Matt. Oh yeah, yeah. I can see that. But yeah, I think Clay will just stay around just because of how he looks for a while. And he's like that southern boy, southern charm that will keep him in. He won't rub anyone the wrong way, really.
Unless he gets into conflict with Audrey.
Yeah,
That's the only thing everybody's
yeah,
worried about. But if he doesn't have a problem with Audrey, he's going far.
yeah. I believe it. But he'll probably be the one that production tries to make look like a fool. You know, like, oh, what do you think about Audrey? She's attractive, right?
Yeah, that's not
And then the next week he finds out, that she's transgender, and he's like, oh, what? Like,
and they
and
have this
loses.
little 3 minute emotional segment
Yeah,
episode of him saying, I don't know anything about that life, blah 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 blah. We don't have those in Texas. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah. I could definitely see that happening. But that's really all I have for Clay.
And I have a lot to say about the Knicks.
Yeah, me too. This is from one of my least favorite to one of my favorite. We have Devon Rogers.
Favorite is she's my favorite.
I put her number one actually because I see a lot of similarities between her and Danielle from season 3 and 7.
Yes, That's what I wrote down. I think she can be the next Danielle because
Which is
she.
if yeah,
I say she could be like Danielle mixed with Janelle. That would be perfect.
yeah, I could see that. If
Because with her being a poker dealer and poker player, she can lie easily. And I think her and Vanessa will recognize each other soon.
do you think I think they're gonna team up because I think neither of them are gonna want to out their secrets,
Yeah.
so it's just gonna be easier for them to work together.
And I think that could be like Danielle and Jason. Kind of.
Yeah, I feel like she would be. I feel like Devon would be better though if she gets in a secret alliance with one of the guys though than
Yeah.
Vanessa. I feel like she should, if she does recognize her, make the alliance with her, but make sure,
I did.
like she has to be willing to backstab her before she can tell her secret. Because
Yeah.
I think Vanessa would be quick to like as soon as she got in trouble, she'd be like, "Oh well, Devon's lying to you. She's a poker dealer." Da da da. Da.
Yeah, so she needs to keep her corners covered like Danielle did. Because Danielle had all her corners.
Right. But if she can play a game like Danielle, I mean, I'll be rooting for her the whole time, and I'm sure everyone else will because we haven't had a female player like Danielle in a long, long time. Pretty much ever, really. I mean, Janelle was like a physical player, but Danielle was
The
the
best
ultimate
player.
strategic woman player I've ever
And
seen.
also, she was the best black player Big Brother ever.
Yeah, I would
Because if you
say,
can get, because if you can get somebody to not use POV on themselves, you need this. That is the
yeah.
best.
I say she's the female like Dr. Will and Dan. So if Devon can play even half as good as that, she's going to be a pretty decent player. So, and I think you learn a lot too from the people they say whose game they like. You kind of see what kind of player they are because Clay was like his favorite players are Cody and what who won season 12 again? That's Hayden too. Hayden, yeah. Which like both of them were decent players, but they got there really because of their alliances they were
I
in.
feel
And
like they were just floaters.
yeah, they got there because of their alliances they were in and because they were charming and stuff.
Yeah.
So Clay's probably going to do the same thing, which hopefully that means for Devon, she's going to play a Danielle-esque game, which could get her pretty far.
But I
A
think
lot
she
of
needs to
people,
mellow the first few weeks.
yeah, there's several people that don't like her though, which I don't see why really yet.
I don't know. It's like everybody is team Audrey,
Yeah,
and it's like until they didn't know she was transgender or not, it's like they were like, "Oh, she's born." all of a sudden she's transgender. Everybody's like Team Audrey.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she was okay. Like, I thought she was okay before it was leaked, of course. Like, I thought she was. I thought she wasn't. She's definitely not like the lower part of the cast this season, but she's not at the top either, in my opinion.
I think the reason why everybody likes her on Team 8 is because like she plays online games like we do.
Oh, I haven't. So she does. Okay,
Yeah. So I think that's probably a reason why they like her so much.
probably. But yeah, I think Devon should be up on everyone's top list. I think she's out of the interviews, she's one of the very few that I think could like I saw and I could be like, oh, she could win this whole thing.
Yeah, and it seems like if they catch her in the line, I think she can quickly create another like out of
Right.
it. I think she can make it far.
I do think like her only problem would be is can she like not cause like not blow up at someone if they like rub her the wrong way.
Like Sheena.
Yeah, I mean Danielle did that a few times in her season, but she was able to cover her tracks and not make too big of a deal of it. You know?
Like when she snapped off of that old lady, that was
Yeah,
snapped off, but it was.
but I think she'll be. I think, but she's a poker dealer, so she's probably used to like drunk people and having to like, she's probably used to that kind of controversy and stuff. So I think she'll.
Diary room sessions are like Danielle's, because Danielle's was fun.
Yeah, I think she'll be pretty good. Now does she have a kid? I can't remember. I think she said she something.
Yeah, 7 months.
Yeah, so I mean that if she talks about her kid a lot and stuff, hopefully we don't have Devon has a daughter trending this year.
Yeah, every time they brought us some, Devin would just bring his daughter. You saw how far he went.
Yeah, if she doesn't like talk like isn't having a kid's nothing bad, but if you talk about it a lot in the big
I think they'll let a woman slide off more.
right,
then,
yeah.
Her daughter is like not even a year old. I think they'll let her a little bit off easier.
Yeah. But she seems like the type who she's not gonna like. She might get emotional if she gets an HOH in a letter, but other than that, I think she'll be pretty headstrong and in there to win. So that's my pick to win, honestly.
Mine too.
Okay, so Devon's gonna win the whole thing, but we still got to talk about the rest of them. So up next we have Jace with a C. Jace from season 5 was one of my favorite entertainment-wise, so I'm hoping this Jace can be about the same entertainment-wise, and I think he might be actually.
He seems boring to me. He seems like what was his name? What was his name last year? Who was with Nicole?
The other Hayden.
Dang. Who had a showmance with Nicole?
Yeah, that was the other Hayden. Yeah.
Hayden. His name was Hayden?
Yeah.
What's his name? Let me see. I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, it was Hayden Boss. They like those.
Started with a J or something. I can't remember him. No, his name was Hayden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Hey Cole.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. I can see it kind of.
I say he's gonna be like the laid back.
I don't know. I'm iffy on him because I kind of got an arrogant vibe from him too. So I feel like he could go like the Jace from season 5 way, and like if he gets really confident, he can just fly off the handle and be super arrogant in the house and think it's his house and all that.
I say he should. I think he's gonna play like super hard at first, but then back off.
Right.
Further each week, and then pop back up.
Yeah, I actually put him pretty like up there though because I thought he was very like he wasn't super entertaining like some of the others, but he was pretty good at speaking though. I got from him.
Yeah.
Like he was good at kind of like using the he's very descriptive in how he spoke, which to me I think he'll be good at persuading people into doing stuff with being able to like articulate that.
Yeah, I think he's like a smarter version of the Surfer dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think he would be. I think he'll be the one that like orchestrates the guys' alliance and starts that. Honestly,
I can see that too.
because I mean, yeah, I don't really see any other guy that's gonna start it. Maybe him and Clay get together and they start it together. I could see that happening.
Cause like the guys this season seem boring. They seem boring.
Yeah, I definitely said I think this is the cast picked this in hopes that there would be an all girls alliance this season. Like I think it is made to make an all girls alliance.
I think that's what they cast. They're trying to make emphasis on the all girls alone.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the guys they picked are guys that aren't gonna win as many comps as guys in the past. Like there's not that many like physical beasts this season.
I think a girl is gonna win this season.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's the season of the girls in my opinion.
Because looking at the girls, I think they could have a successful all girls alliance without crumbling apart like everyone else.
I do too. I do too. If they pick the right girls, if they pick one wrong girl, then it's all gonna crumble down.
Like Meg, don't put Meg in there.
Oh yeah. Or Becky. I think Becky would ruin it too.
Yeah, I say it should be Devon, Jason, Shelly, and probably Vanessa. Maybe Liz. Maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though. Like, I don't know. I can't. I do think it's the season for the females to take it home though. Like, but that's pretty much all I have for Jace though. I mean, he just seemed like he might be good at persuading people. That's all I got off of him though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I don't really see him as like a big character,
Right.
but he should make it past the jury.
That's what I think too. And the next guy on our list is not so good at communicating, in my opinion, because we have a James Hooling.
I put boring.
Yeah,
Boring.
he bored me to death. I was just like,
I didn't even watch his full interview because I was so bored.
yeah, I think I stopped it early too. Like I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, oh my
I
gosh.
stopped at 2 minutes because I couldn't. He seemed like they. I don't want to sound racist, but I've never met an Asian with a Southern accent. It just
Yeah,
appalled me. But
yeah.
I don't like.
I described him as like a combination between Donnie and Judd, but not as good as either of them. Like if you take the best qualities out of Donnie and the best qualities out of Judd and put the rest of the qualities in a person, like that's you get this guy. Like he's just
He's not gonna make it a jury.
I think they got him from his backstory because his backstory was really cool. Like I think he was his his mom died or something and he was adopted by a white family and he was in the military and all that. So he has a cool backstory, but I just don't think he has a personality to really. I think he'll be one of the first or second out, honestly.
He's not gonna make the jury.
No, he'll be out within the first few weeks because I don't see anyone like making an alliance with him or like.
He's one of those people who if somebody wins HOH, they're like, I don't want to make a big move. I don't want to put blood really on my hands.
Right.
But him and Meg, I think him and Meg will be the first nominees.
Yeah, the only chance he has is if he wins that first HOH, which I don't see happening, honestly.
Because most likely it's going to, well, not most likely. The first HOH is going to be endurance.
Right. And if he won that, he might could get an all guys alliance, but I doubt he's gonna win it. So
I think it's gonna be Clay or Shelly.
I think a girl needs to win it. If a girl can win it, they can set up this all girls alliance for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think the woman's gonna win because I don't think she will want that big target on her back. I would try
Right.
to aim for the third HOH if I can make it safe. Now, if I don't feel safe the first week and I make it through the first week, then yeah, I'm gonna fight for it. But like if I feel safe enough, I'm gonna wait till the third one.
Right. I think McRae was the best example of winning the first week. Like he just didn't feel safe, so he was like, "I'm gonna try to win it."
And then he laid back.
Yeah, and he made it far. He just got caught up in his showmance and whatnot. But
Amanda ruined his game. If he
yeah,
would have
she
put
did.
Amanda, he would have won.
I think he would have too, and he would have been a fan, like all time fan favorite for sure.
But Amanda punked him out. So
Another guy I think is going to be a fan favorite is our next guy, Jason Roy. How did you feel about Jason?
I don't like him.
You don't?
I like who was the gay last Frankie. Yeah, I don't like Frankie either. They need somebody like Kevin. Cause I'm tired of
Yeah,
like they need to switch it up. Like don't
yeah,
have you're a typical gay on there.
I agree. Like,
Jason's
I just
alright.
thought he was funny. Like him saying like you can throw my mom in there and I'm gonna stab her in the back and stuff
That
like
was
that. Like,
funny.
he's just he doesn't have a filter and he's just off the handle kind of. So
I say he's like Andy mixed in with Ronnie
yeah,
from season 11. Cause I can see him working both sides of the house.
I don't think he's gonna be a good game player. Like I think he's gonna overthink everything and all that, and he's gonna be too loud and vocal about what he's doing.
His game is gonna blow up in his face.
I think he'll do the same thing Frankie did. Is like he'll be in a good position and then he'll get paranoid and blow everything up for himself.
Yeah, because Frankie could have won. I didn't
He
want
could.
Frankie to win.
I didn't
Frankie
want
was
to.
a
Yeah,
Frankie was Frankie. I don't like
yeah, but I think it's gonna go either two ways for Jason. He's gonna go in and annoy everyone, or he's gonna be like Frankie was pretty loved last season. Like people thought he was funny, so I can see him being the funny guy this season too if he doesn't go in and annoy everyone.
he doesn't need to go in with that. I think no, tone it down.
Yeah, he's gonna have to tone it down a little bit for sure, and then maybe like when it starts getting stressful in there and stuff, he can bring out that more and be fun and get everyone's mind off the game. But
I like
the,
when they're drinking
yeah, the first few weeks he's
because he
gonna
can use the alcohol as an excuse.
yeah, but he's so small too, and like he's just a cashier or whatever he stocks stuff and stuff. Like no one's gonna see him as a threat, honestly.
I can see him winning those competitions where you have to dig under stuff. Like
Yeah,
I can see him winning.
I think he can win some comps for sure. Like endurance comps, he'll probably be a beast at because he's only like 70 pounds or whatever. But
And I also think he'll be good at that challenge where they have to go in that slippery thing and fill up the ball.
yeah,
He'll be good at that too.
but I mean, I don't think he'll have a good strategy though. Besides just being like I think he'll be a floater kind of for a while.
Yeah, I think he'll be afloat. I think he's gonna play Andy's game. But
Yeah,
Andy, on the only reason Andy was there because his season was full of racist and bigots.
yeah.
I promise you, if Spencer was sitting next to Andy, I don't think Andy would have won.
I
Well,
don't.
Andy
Yeah,
probably, yeah. But who would you choose, Gina Marie or Andy?
yeah. I would have chose Andy
I
too.
would choose Andy because
Although
Gina
I
Marie.
did that season, I did say like in his interview, I was like Andy could win this game, but it was just yeah. But the game he played, I don't think he should have won.
I
Honestly, I
think
think
he's the worst winner.
yeah, I think Spencer would have been a better winner, but
Yeah, because if Spencer would have won in the final two with him,
he
Andy
would have
probably would
won.
have won.
Yeah, Spencer would have won for sure, in my opinion.
But because that season was filled with such big personalities that he could hide, like Amanda, McCray,
Yeah,
Gina Marie,
no one was
Candace,
gonna vote Gina Marie to win though.
right? Because she's dumb.
If
She's
she would have won, she would have been the worst winner by far, for sure. Like she would have been a worse winner than
I would
Victoria,
have
in my
boycotted,
opinion.
man. But yeah, like Andy flew right under the radar because he wasn't really supposed to make it that far. But when you're in a season full of racists and everybody's fighting, and then Candace and Amanda's fighting at the POV, it's easy
Yeah,
for you to slip under the radar and just
yeah, that's
play
exactly.
both sides.
And I don't. This season won't be like that. I don't think so. I don't think Jason's gonna have as good much as luck as Andy had.
Yeah, because I can
Strategy,
see.
his strategy's awful too, because he has one strategy. He wants to an all girls alliance to form, and then him just stick with them until it's all girls left, and they fight it out. That's like never gonna happen, honestly.
Because I want it to happen, but knowing women, they're not gonna make it far.
And even if there's a good all girls alliance, only like two of them are gonna make it. Far enough. Like there's not. You're not gonna get to the end. You're not gonna be final five with four girls. It's just not gonna happen. I don't think. It's
And if
gonna.
it does, he will be the first one out.
Yeah, they're not, and at that point, they're not gonna turn on each other to keep him. Like, and I doubt there's gonna be a final four all girls. Honestly,
I'll say Clay or Austin will be in the final four, and then the rest will be girls.
yeah, I definitely see two girls being in the final four for sure, at least. But I don't see four of them. Um. Well, after Jason, we got the dentist, the rock star dentist, John McGuire.
He's boring to me.
I found him obnoxious. Like I didn't like him.
I don't like him either. He's like, because at first I thought he was like he looks like a vampire to me, because he's so pale.
Yeah,
Like it's too loud.
he
He's
is.
the face that I'm gonna be competing. I hope he gets the loudest.
I feel like he might grow on me though. I feel like there's a chance I might like him once he gets in the house and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like he might have been nervous for his interview and like not sure what to say and do, and he might calm down when he gets in the house. But he seems somewhat smart too. Like he said, he's not. He's gonna downplay the fact that he's a super fan and stuff like that. So he has some good ideas. I just don't know if um his personality will fit along with those in the house.
yeah. I think he's gonna rub some people the wrong way.
So I think for him, he just needs to hope he gets in on the right alliance to make it far enough to kind of figure out what he's doing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the Rockstar Dentist, honestly.
Yeah,
Next we got Liz Nolan. Oh God,
I wrote one thing boring.
I
Like
hated her. I thought her voice annoyed me. Like
I didn't even watch the full video. She's
I
so
didn't
annoying.
I didn't either. I couldn't.
I think
Like
she's gonna be one of the first four out.
I think she's the first to go. Like
I think Meg's gonna be the first to go.
Meg? Oh, I don't. Well, she's next, so she's next. So we'll be talking about her soon. I don't know. I think they might keep Liz around for a week or two because she looks good. But
Just like Laura on Big Brother 11.
yeah,
This might end up like Laura.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember Laura Big Brother. Yeah, I think yeah. I don't think she's gonna. I don't think she'll go to jury. I don't think she'll make it to jury though.
No,
She'll
she'll
be
probably be close.
maybe
Week or two.
if she makes it past the first 3 weeks, she'll probably be close to jury. But I don't think she'll make jury.
Mm.
Okay, next we have Meg. I'm interested to see what you have to say about Meg.
She seems nice. I really think she's gonna be the first one out. Like she just has that personality of like the first evictee. Like last year, I predicted Joey was gonna be the first one out.
Oh, I hated Joey last year. Yeah,
Like me, she seems Like she's too happy. She's
Yeah,
gonna be the one like, oh, I'm the first victim, but I just got the experience and I'm just happy. I
yeah.
don't think she's gonna make it far.
She is very like happy-go-lucky, but the reason I think she might do good is because the guys in this cast, like they're not like your alpha male type guys. They're more like they're different, you know. And I think they'll
I
be
can
more.
see her and Austin or heroine. I mean, what's the Asian woman? John. Isn't that her name? No, not John.
James, the Asian guy.
James. Yeah.
There's
I
so
can
many
see her and
J names.
James.
There's so many J
Yeah,
names.
it's so confusing.
It's because they have Jace, James, Jason, and John.
I can see her and Jace being
I
together.
yeah. I said I could see her with Jace or her with Steve,
Yeah.
and I think either one of them would be good for her game. But I think the guys will like her. Honestly, I think she'll be like. I think she could be a Victoria, but smarter and actually make moves.
Mm,
Well, not really like a Victoria because Victoria was pretty clueless. I don't think she'd be clueless, but
Victoria was funny. I like Victoria. She was funny. I was
yeah,
actually rooting for Victoria.
really. I didn't like she. I thought she was a good character. She just didn't know what was really happening in the game.
She was
Like,
so confused.
yeah. But I think if the guys like Meg, I think she can actually go pretty far. But if not, I could see her going first or second too. Like I see her either way, really.
I don't see her and Jerry.
I think yeah. I mean, out of there's a lot of like alpha women though. So like if the women like if she's not in with the women, she's like the rest of the girls in the house. She's the first one to go for sure out of the girls.
I don't think she's gonna be included in that all girls alliance.
Right. I think it would be. I think if there's an all girls alliance, it would probably be Vanessa, Shelly, Devon, and probably Audrey or Becky.
Yeah, I think Audrey's gonna be in that alliance.
And then if that happens, then Meg and Liz will go pretty quick because yeah, yeah, I can see Meg going quick now. If she's not in that girls alliance, she's going because what like they'll probably get Becky will probably showmance with Clay and they'll get Becky in it because of that and you know they'll tell the guys will then evict Meg and Liz probably. I can see that happening.
I don't see them being threats or like floaters. I see them just being space fillers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that too. I think last season it was like a lot of entertaining characters and not very many like strategy players and stuff. I think it's going to be the opposite this season. I think we're going to have a lot of decent game players, but not really anyone who's
I think
entertaining for the show.
Big Brother 15 had the best characters.
Yeah, it just went downhill really quick. I'll
You
agree.
had Alyssa, Ellen, Judd, Aaron, Gina Marie, Andy, Spencer, all of them. There really wasn't any none factors except Jesse.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. But I think the MVP twist and all the controversy just screwed that season completely up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done with Meg. On to Shelly. She's the oldest one in the house. She's 33, which isn't really old, but she's the oldest one this
Yeah.
year.
I say she's definitely one to watch for.
I
I see the
agree.
potential showman to her and Clay, but I feel like she'll backstab him.
Yeah, well, there's just a big age difference in there, though, too. That's why I don't know if they'll get together.
I think she'll probably lie about her age. She can pass off for younger.
If she hasn't said anything, but if I was her, that would probably be what I would do. I think that's the best thing for her to do, honestly.
I would say I'm like 25.
Yeah, and if she gets in there and people start like introducing her themselves, and everyone's like 20, and she's one of the last ones to introduce herself in like that circle, she might actually do that. She might just lie about it because I do think for the first few weeks, anyways, like I think her age is going to be her biggest disadvantage
Yeah,
because people are going to be like, they're so this cast is really young. They're just going to be like, oh, like even though it's only 33, which isn't old, they're going to be like, oh wow, she's 33. Like even though she doesn't look it, like
I
she's
think
got.
she's 25 or at least 26.
Yeah, I think
I
she's
don't think
just
she
gonna.
should stay 33.
Right. I think she'll have a tough time initially getting into the group, but once she gets in with everyone, she'll be fine. Like,
I think she needs to prove herself first.
yeah. And if she can do that, I think she's for sure in the jury for sure. Like, she's just gonna like. I think she's smart, and I think she's gonna play a laid back game, which would be best for her to do.
Yeah, I think she'll pull out a win when she needs.
Yeah, I think she seems like she'd be capable of doing that. And after we have two people left, so after that we'll talk about who the other two people, because there's probably going to be a 16-person cast from the rumors going around, so we can speculate on that. But her and Liz both have twins, so that was something. Shelly and Liz both have a twin, so
That could be something they
maybe
can relate on.
yeah, and maybe that's one of the
I
twists
can
is.
kind of see and like these friends.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe that.
Twins replace.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that's the twist is their twins play the game with them or something like that. Who knows? They come in. And I think
But
she
I can
might.
see Shelly and Liz being friends. Put it out early.
Yeah, I think she might work with Vanessa too, because Vanessa's 32. So I think Vanessa would want to keep her around because she's the only one that's. Because if Shelly leaves, then Vanessa's the oldest one in the house. So I don't think Vanessa would want to target Shelly.
Yeah.
So I can see that them two, and then because they're the poker player and dealer, Devon and Vanessa, and then Vanessa and Shelly. So I can easily see a three female alliance right there with them three, with Vanessa in the center of it. So, um, after Shelly, we have Steve Moses.
He's my second favorite guy in the case. I like him. He's like a nerd.
He is. I thought he was kind of awkward. He's like I feel like he was a more awkward version of Ian almost.
Yeah, he's like that underdog you'll root for.
Yeah, which I mean he's a super fan, so I have to have him in my top 5 and root for him just because of that. But
Cause like I can see him being mean. Like,
yeah, the only reason I think he would go before jury, I think he would make it close to jury or to jury for sure, as long as people don't, because there's a lot of fans in the house. So if they see him as an Ian, then they might try to get rid of him pretty quickly
yeah.
because of like,
Or the
oh,
fans would be like running.
right. They'll be like, oh, this is the Ian character. Like Ian season wasn't that long ago, so they could be like, oh, this is the Ian character. We have to watch out for him, and he could go pretty quickly.
Cause like did nobody think Ian had it in him to a big movie?
Right, but yeah, because Ian was like the first nerdy character that really won.
Yeah.
So like, but now that Ian's won, like it's gonna make it harder for Steve to do the type of game Ian did. So yeah, I don't know. Like if that doesn't happen, I think he can go far, and he might overplay it too.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, I think if he makes an alliance with Devine, Austin, and Shelly, they could do some damage.
They could. That's the best. I think those are some like the best players this season, honestly, in my opinion, from their interviews at least. And last but not least, we have the pro poker player Vanessa Russo.
I'm getting a Gina Marie vibe from her.
I kind of got that too. I didn't like. I didn't dislike her, but I didn't really like her either, though. I feel. I mean,
as far as jury.
did you watch Big Brother Canada at all? No. Okay. Well, they just had a poker player on there, so I feel like that's what America was trying to do too, is get a poker player. So I feel like she was casted because she was a poker player, and I don't know. I didn't not like her, but I didn't really like her either. I felt like she could rub people the wrong way, kind of.
I need to see how she plays the game. She's one of those people
Yeah.
I need to observe
Yeah.
the game.
She seemed
First
like yeah, she seemed okay, but she just seemed like to have this aggression when she spoke, even though she wasn't being aggressive. Like she seemed to have a little bit of aggression when she spoke.
and I think that could be one of her downfalls. I think
Yeah,
she
like
played too hard, too fast.
right, a lot like Gina Marie. The way she spoke just was kind of aggressive, and I feel like Vanessa has the same kind of quality in that way.
I hope she just doesn't go crazy over somebody like Gina Marie did Nick.
Yeah, I don't see that. Well, she has a girlfriend supposedly, so
Oh, she's the gay one?
she has a girlfriend of like 2 years.
Okay, so I don't think that happened.
Yeah, but I think they just casted her because she's a poker player, and then she just happened to have like a girlfriend. Because this would be the first season they have a gay guy and a gay girl in the cast, right? Because because I think Jen City was only other lesbian on the show, I believe.
I think she had Will.
Okay.
Will.
Yeah. So
I didn't like Will. Will was annoying.
but so they have them two, and but then they have the transgender woman this year, so it's going to be interesting.
I think they should make an alliance because of the LGBT.
Yeah, everyone. If they made an alliance, like that would be all anyone roots for.
Yeah, that's the only thing gonna see on Team Gage.
And it's gonna have nothing to do with their gameplay or nothing. It's just gonna be because of that.
America's favorite just because they're united because of a common ground. Yeah. I highly doubt that will happen.
Yeah, I don't really see them three making an alliance though. But it could though. Who knows? Expect the unexpected, I guess. That's all 14 though. But have you heard about the twist for the season?
I think there is going to be 2 more house guests, and I'm really hoping Kalia comes back.
I've heard about that. I can't even remember what season she's in. Like,
she was in the season of Rachel 1, I think 13.
Okay.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, yeah, I only really remember Dominic from that season, to be honest.
Yeah, because him and Danielle got married.
Yeah, that's really, yeah.
I think Kalia should come back. Also, Donnie.
Yeah, I could see, like, I think it's unfair if it's just 2 returning house guests for whoever it is because it's 14 against 2, really. So, I mean, I think it's kind of unfair for them, but it could happen. Some other like just stuff I've heard is maybe it's someone for Survivor or Amazing Race, possibly. Although they,
I think somebody from Survivor would kill them, like in the game.
Yeah,
because Survivor is way more strenuous.
Exactly, but if it was, I don't know why they wouldn't go ahead and announce it though. If it was someone from Survivor or Amazing Race, because they announced Alyssa's like Rachel's sister, and it's nothing too crazy. So I think they would announce it if it was. I don't think they would keep that a secret. So honestly, I think it's going to be 2 of the 4. It's going to be someone related, 2 people that are related to someone in the house already, or it's going to be a returning house guest or something. Because
I would like to see Zach turn.
Yeah.
Zach and Kalia. Those will be my two.
I've heard two different scenarios where it's either like Dan and Will and they both pick two teams and have like a survivor type game style, or it's a female and a male from Big Brother's past and it's a battle of the sexes season.
If that was the case, I think they'll bring back Janelle for the women.
I think it would have been Janelle and Boogie, honestly, just because they hate each other. It'd make great
Yeah.
TV. Not that I think Boogie should be the one that represents the guys, but
I think a best representation for the guys will be Dan or who else? Memphis.
I would like to see I'd like to see Dan and Will or Danielle and Janelle, honestly.
Yeah, but for the girls, they most likely will get Janelle.
Yeah. Honestly, if it was anyone but Danielle or Janelle for the girls, it'd be it'd be suck like the guys team would crush probably
Yeah.
because I can't.
Janelle, she can be like the physical, and Danielle, she can be like the mental.
Yeah, the only other like good coach like the other like Danielle Donato would be okay too, I guess. But other than that, I don't. There's no like it. If it was Rachel, I'd probably. Oh God, that would suck.
I love Rachel.
You-
Rachel,
I just don't like her. I didn't like her game. Like I didn't mind her, but
it's like it's so funny. Everybody hated Rachel in Big Brother 12. I was like one of the only people to stand up for her. And I remember I would get cursed out every time I would say Team Rachel. I would literally get cursed out every time.
I didn't mind her in I didn't mind her in season 12. I didn't like her in the season she won.
I think she was a better player the season she won because we finally got to see her game without Brendan.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't really like after. I don't know. I didn't really pay close attention to that season. Honestly, I should probably watch
Everybody
it.
say it was rigged,
But yeah, I feel like she just kind of got a bad rap for circumstance. Like everyone hated that she was in a showman's, and the whole cast pretty much attacked her. So she had to come out. She had to be like that villain, I guess, of a girl in that season. So, but I don't think she'd be a good coach though. Not like Janelle or Danielle or one of those. But honestly, I think it could be a battle of the sexes though, just based off the guys they put in. Because then I think the girls,
and 7 guys.
yeah, and the girls would run this season too. If it was the girls versus guys,
Wait, where were they put Audrey? They put her with the girls.
I think that's another reason why people say like, you know, it would be interesting if they did that because it would.
I think it would be a slight unfair advantage because she still has the male anatomy.
Yeah. But you know, Big Brother would do that to push like this is like to push the transgender concept pretty much. Like though she was a guy, like now she is a girl and she identifies as a girl and she should be recognized as a girl. And that's why she's on the girls team, you know? Like I could see that happening. So that's why I could see them doing a battle of the sexes. And like the girls they pick, I feel like would just kill in competitions.
I think the only guy that would be pulling is Clay.
Right, and the girls would just evict him first, pretty much, if it was girls versus guys. So I don't know, it'd be interesting. Oh, and then the other twist with this, you know, a house guest that we're gonna turn each week to reveal a new twist to the house guest. What do you think about that?
It doesn't make sense. Like, why do you have to bring somebody in to say a twist? How come Julie can't say it?
Right. The first two things that came to my mind were one, they're probably gonna do an all-star season next season, so they're trying to like get these people back on screen to be like, hey, do you remember this person? You're probably gonna see them again soon, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Which sucks for me because next season was gonna be the first season I applied, so hopefully it's not an all-star season. But
I got a long time before I can apply.
Yeah, and then the other thing is if the people returning, maybe the twist is from their season. So like Zach returns and it's a Battle of the Block twist.
Oh yeah,
Because that's the only reason I can think why you would need someone to return, you know?
that would be a good one. But
I
like
think I would like that better than just random twist every week, you know?
yeah, because these random twists we seem rigged.
Right. Yeah, if random twists are going to be I don't know, I'm just it wouldn't be as fun like if it's based off the season then the house guest can kind of predict, well, oh, if someone from this season comes back, this is probably what's going to happen. What are we going to
I
do?
saw on the blog they were like, if this season isn't rigged, they should set out a list of all the twists before the game starts, and that way
Yeah,
we know
they
it could
would
be rigged.
Big Brother's always rigged in some kind of way, like, but
Like
but
that
like,
shit with Frankie.
but fans
That was
can't. I don't think fans should complain about that because it is a TV show, and usually when they do that, it's someone that's a fan favorite, anyways. You know, like, and twists are gonna have twist is part of the game, like, and it's gonna screw someone over and it's gonna help someone else. So you can't like for example, I would use this for example, like last season when they let someone get back into the house, I would have been happy if it was rigged towards Zach, so Zach could have got back in. But since it was completely
who got back
random,
in the house, wasn't it?
Nicole got back in the house.
Yeah, it was,
But because it was like a completely random comp that anyone could have won. So we got stuck with Nicole coming back in the house instead of Zach, who would I think would have been very if he might not have lasted as long, but he would have been it would have been another entertaining week or two with Zach back in. So I think it's good and bad sometimes when the comps are like now if it's a twist if they're rigging the game every single week, that's gonna get annoying. Like the MVP kind of was there to keep Alyssa in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season.
yeah.
Like that kind of twist would get annoying, them rigging that kind of stuff. But other than that, I mean, I don't think people should really complain about the twist. Like, you know, that's how Big Brother is played nowadays. It's a lot of twists. So
Yeah, because without twist, it'll be boring.
yeah, and a good player can work around. Like Derek, for instance, like his season was crazy with like Battle of the Block, all those people nominated, and he didn't get nominated like once until the end. You know, like if you're a good
Right.
player, you could avoid the twist.
I just didn't
So
like Derek. I didn't like Derek.
he was kind of boring, honestly, but he was a good player though.
He's not going to be seen as one of the greats.
No, he was missing that entertainment value for sure.
Yeah.
If you put Zach's personality with Derek's gameplay, you would have had the next Doctor Will. But
Yeah, I don't think Derek's going to be a candidate for All Stars.
um, I think he might just because he won, but I don't think he'd win again.
Well, yeah, he'll be a candidate, but I don't think he'll be chosen.
Yeah,
Because with his season with so many popular people like Donnie, Zach,
yeah. If I was Derek, I wouldn't want to come back in. Honestly,
because everybody knows his game.
I don't think he could win again because the success to his game was being an undercover cop, and everyone knows that now. So
And then he can't really win physical competition, so he has to rely
yeah,
on his mind.
yeah,
Everybody knows.
and he's not like
Trust.
he was good, but he's not a Dan or Doctor Will. Like they were great at manipulation. Derek wasn't that great at manipulation though.
Because you saw Dan came back a second time and went all the way to the final too.
Yeah,
That's very rare.
yeah. He had a little help, but he still played a really good game that season though. Because I think Doctor Will's the best player ever. So there's always that Doctor Will versus Dan debate, and a lot of people bring up the fact that Dan made it to the final two, and my response is always that it was the coach's twist. So Dan was guaranteed safety like the first 4 however many weeks of the game, where Dr. Will, and he was playing against newbies, where Dr. Will was in All Stars, playing against past house guests, and he placed fourth. And if Dr. Will would have made it to the end, he would have won, unlike Dan, who finished second, even though he made it to the end. So,
Or like Jamel, who placed third 2 times.
yeah,
Or,
yeah, like, but so that comparison is kind of weird because like you can't really compare Dan's second season and Dr. Will's at all because they were completely different things.
circumstances.
Yeah, like the only way you could figure out who's the better player of them, honestly, is if you threw them in the All-Star season together.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much that's it for the cast and the twist and anything else. Do you have anything else to talk about for the new season of Big Brother?
Not really. I need to see first episode first.
Yeah,
I'll be watching the live feeds too.
yeah. Well, I enjoyed talking to you about the cast and all that. Hopefully, we can do this again and do the weekly recaps of the show and talk about how our opinions changed about all these people.
I think we should have weekly rankings.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we should do like a weekly show and kind of rank everyone and rank the just their gameplays and rank them in order of how they're doing and stuff. But that's all I have for this one, so we'll close it out and then I'll get in touch about doing a recap after this first week is played out. Or until the first person evicted, so who knows what's going to happen. The 2-night premiere.
Oh yeah, that's after the second night premiere, which is good.
Yeah, yeah,
Is how she says she's gonna do it the first night.
right. Yeah, I think every third because they'll probably do evictions on Thursday, so after Thursday's episode will probably be the time to get back and rank everyone and see what's going on in the world of Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that is it to whoever watches this once I put it up. We will thank you all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.